Start.
Hi, my name is Ashanti. I'm a peer counselor here at John Jay. I'm under faculty supervision. I will be here for the remainder of the semester. If anything that you say is confidential, there are three limits to that. If you are going to harm someone, yourself, or if you seem unable to take care of yourself, then I will have to break that confidentiality. We will be meeting once a week for 30 minutes. You have the right to refuse treatment at any time. Questions? Yes. So what brings you today?
So last week I lost my uncle, and I feel like I'm like, I don't know, like really sad about it, obviously, but like I'm also thinking like maybe I should take time off from school to kind of be there for my family, because he was like a big part of our family and he lived with us and everything, and I feel like my parents are struggling a lot with it, so I think it might be like in my best interest maybe like take time off of school.
So you said, your parents are struggling, and you feel like it might be like your best option. So maybe like a responsibility to kind of be there for them.
Yeah, definitely. I have like a little brother, and I know it's hard on him too. So I think it's just a matter of like I do feel responsible to kind of like be there and like help them. My parents are always there for me, so I don't know. I'm like torn because I feel like if I like give up school, that's like a nice thing to do for them, but like I'm missing out on like finishing my education on time and stuff like that.
So it's kind of like a sacrifice that you have to make.
Yeah, definitely, exactly.
And what year are you in school?
I'm a senior.
So you're kind of like ahead of the game.
Yeah, so I'd be pushing off graduation, which I'm nervous about because what if I don't go back?
Do you think is that a possibility that you might not come back?
I mean, now I would say no, but like, like life happens and stuff. Like, what if I decide to then work full time because I'm not in school? And like, I don't know. Like, I know me. I tend to be lazy sometimes. Like, maybe I'll just decide like, oh, I'll go back next year. I'll go back full time, and then I like won't do it.
How recent was the loss?
The funeral was last week, but he passed like 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
That's pretty recent. Has it been affecting you emotionally?
Oh yeah, for sure. And I feel like I'm already like withdrawing from school because he's been sick for like a while. So sometimes I would like leave classes early, like go to the hospital, like visit him, and like I feel like that's a valid excuse. Like I have a family member who's like really sick, so I kind of felt myself like not even wanting to like do anything and like just being like really upset about it, just like knowing that he could pass anytime and he did. And then I got even more sad about it, and then I had to like be there with like my little brother and my family, and so I feel like I'm kind of like losing like myself and my responsibilities like school and stuff like that in the whole process.
So you said you kind of like you knew that like he was sick and stuff, so it was kind of in the back of your mind that he could pass at any time.
Yeah,
and so when it happened, it was, I guess, kind of a little devastating for you.
Oh, for sure. And it's not like it was a shock. It didn't happen overnight. Like he was fine one day. Like he's been sick for like over a year. So I was like prepared, I guess, like emotionally, but I don't think you can ever really be as prepared as you think you are to lose anybody. So my professors were really understanding, but like then now I'm thinking about like how much work I'm gonna have to make up, and it's like freaking me out because I am a senior and I do want to graduate on time, and like I want to start my life like this happened, and I feel like it's a huge roadblock. So
you said roadblock. Can you explain like maybe in what way?
I feel like it's gonna stop like my progress in school for sure. I had to like help plan the funeral and stuff like that, and then now just like now he doesn't live with us anymore. Like there's no one to kind of help with little stuff that he used to do like before he got sick. So like I already picked up that slack, and then now just like taking care of like my dad because it was his brother. Like he's really upset about it. And, like my little brother looked up to him and just like stuff like that. Like kind of helping my family like put the pieces back together. So I feel like it's a roadblock in the sense of it's stopping me from doing things that like I need to do, if that makes sense.
So you kind of have to like be strong for everyone else.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a lot, and like I say I can handle it, which like I think I can, but like at one point much of yourself, you know, to other people. So that's what I'm kind of like worried about, and a little anxious about.
So is it a little overwhelming?
Oh, for
all
sure.
the responsibility that you have?
Definitely. And even like now, like I'm in it and I feel fine, but like I think about like what's time, like I think it's harder, like more stuff, and I'm gonna feel even more overwhelmed that I'm not in school, and just like a lot of things happening, because like I don't know what's gonna happen, you know, so it's definitely overwhelming.
You seem a little like worried about, the long term.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely what it is, because, you know, like we are a tight-knit, like, family, but, like, this has been, like, it's kind of a shock, like, it's the loss of a person who, like, brings so much to the family, so it's kind of like, now what do we do? You know, like, how drastic are things going to change and stuff, so, yeah, I'm definitely worried. It's making me, like, anxious. I haven't, like, slept or, like, eaten, like, a week, so like, I'm super nervous.
And have you maybe like expressed this to other family members? Maybe like you're concerned?
I'm a little scared too, because I know that like they're going through so much, and I don't want to like put, you know, my emotions on them or anything like that. So I knew that it was getting overwhelming, just like I wanted to come here and like talk to someone, but to like express it to them, I don't think it's like the right time. I think it's too soon. You know, maybe like if things do get harder, I might feel like I want to, but I don't think like right now is the time.
Have you considered like any other ways of like dealing with it, or?
Not at the moment, because everything I think is still so fresh. So, you know, it's really just like I'm thinking like, should I not go to school, or maybe like drop a couple classes? But then, like I take school super seriously, so I feel like maybe that's not the best idea. You know, is that like sacrificing too much, like you said, like a sacrifice? You know, so I don't really know. I mean, I haven't really thought of any other options, you know, because I really only have like work in school as like my biggest responsibilities. So, yeah, that's like those are like the only two things like I'm struggling with, like whether I should like first like continue them or not.
So you mentioned work. You told me maybe about like what you do and.
Yeah, my mom's a doctor, so I work in her office as like a receptionist. But she works with like 2 other doctors, so like when she's not there, I still work, but she really doesn't have control of my schedule. So yeah, and I work like 35 hours a week, so it's still a lot of time, but like I still go to school full time and I take online classes. So I definitely know like I don't want to quit my job, so I'm thinking like school would be more the thing that I would have to sacrifice in that area. But yeah.
So I know you mentioned like your younger brother. Do you feel like you have like a responsibility to him as well?
Definitely, we're like really close. He's like 4 years younger than me, so he's like finishing up his senior year of high school, and like he doesn't have his license, so I drive him everywhere. I'm always like picking him and his friends up, and you know, we're like just super tight knit. Like sometimes me and him will have like movie nights together, and this has been like really, really hard for him because you know it is like a prominent male figure in his life. And like my uncle always helped him with his homework and like sports, and they always like hung out. And him applying to college, like my uncle's like such a nerd, like he always helped him like, you know, look at schools and all that. So I know that it's really, really hard for him. It's equally as hard on me, but I just know for him the how like important he was, you know, in that way. So like I'm really worried about him. So I do feel like it's my responsibility to like cheer him up and like make sure he's okay and like he's finishing his senior year and everything like that.
And so like what was your relationship like with your uncle? Was it the same?
Yeah, I mean we were definitely like, really close. Like when I was applying to colleges, he was in like 15 schools with me all over the country. He helped me with all my applications. I used to play soccer. He always like helped like coach me because my dad works a lot and travels. So my uncle was kind of like a second dad to me too. So yeah, so like losing him, I mean, it was really hard, but I also, from like the time he got sick, I was kind of like, okay, like at any time, like we should kind of be like prepared for something to happen, like him to pass. Whereas my brother like was kind of in denial, like, oh, like he'll fight anything, like he'll be fine, like he'll get through it. So I think it was definitely definitely harder on my brother than, or more of a shock on my brother than it was on me.
So, like, everyone to like kind of get prepared for him, for the loss. In what way do you think, like, the preparation, like, emotionally or?
Yeah, I think it's like a mixture, like emotionally and then like literally, because like my parents, were kind of like taking care of like the technical stuff with like the funeral and the doctors and stuff like that. And then for me, it was just kind of like preparing myself for like, okay, if God forbid something happens, like these are the things I should do to like be prepared or like calm down and like mentally just kind of like prepare myself. Like I said, I don't think you can ever really be prepared for someone to die, but just like preparing myself. Whereas like I feel like my little brother, it was like out of sight, out of mind. Like, no, I'm not gonna think about it. Like if it happens, it happens. I will deal with it. And like me, I was kind of like, no, like I want to know, like I'll be able to function like as a normal person when it happens. And like him, he just like cries a lot and he's super sad. So it's just really hard like all around.
So you feel like, maybe like taking some time off from school or, maybe taking less classes would make it easier to, I guess, kind of cope fully?
Yeah, and I think like my parents always look to me to like help out and stuff like that. So I think, me doing that is like me taking a step up to the plate and like help them out. But then at the same time I'm like, oh, can I handle like schoolwork and that? Like, you know what I mean? Can it all be fine? Which I think potentially maybe. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm like being a little impulsive and like thinking like, oh, should I stop going to school? Like I don't know, because then if I have free time, like am I just gonna be like in my feelings, like really upset about it?
Yeah. So it's like a concern of like how are we gonna balance, the emotions and having